The presentation is a case study about Avasan working with the Greater Toronto Airports Authority to lead the digital transformation. And that's why we are so privileged to have Martin over here. When done right, digital transformation can be real, can be driven by the CIO suite, and can fundamentally transform the relationship between IT and the business to being IT literally becoming the fulcrum around which the business pivots and really driving business value.
We have a very ambitious plan. In order to be able to execute that plan, there's a few things that's happening in the marketplace. The first one is now by far people realize that the boundary of the airport processes are way farther and bigger than the terminal footprint. Most of the customers start to check in at home, and what you want to do is to assist them through the entire journey as they are going through your facility, but for all intents and purposes, the airport now is far bigger than the footprint. Secondly, what you want to be able to do in order to be able to be cost effective and therefore attract more carriers and grow, you want to control your debt. At the end of the day, what you want to do is to be able to grow without having to build or by pushing back as much building as possible. If we can be more efficient by leveraging the terminal as it is, by processes, we can delay a lot of that construction, reducing the debt, being more competitive, and continue to grow. When you're talking about processes, at the end of the day, no matter how you slice it, typically you're talking about IT somewhere. And this is what this journey is all about. And just to step back a little bit, in 2010, the IT organization was probably one of the most self-centric organizations that we have seen. And probably in multiple IT classic environment, you will see that to a point where the rest of the business was simply ignoring us. They were counting on us to run the plumbing, as I would call, and do their own thing. All the agility, all the innovation was coming from the other branches. As a result also, within the organization, we simply had very little business knowledge. I had a lot of people knowing how to program, how to upgrade servers, how to run network. Very few people that knew what an airport is all about. And this is a mindset that the journey that we went through tried to help us to change that mindset. And so the entire strategy is how do we reduce the operation by leveraging new technology, by adjusting the service level to what they need, so we can take that money and now decide, okay, how can we help the business? So when we had achieved this process to free up some dollars, then we had this discussion with the business, so, okay, where should we be investing the dollars in order to bring some business value? Out of that discussion, we created what we call the blueprint. It's essentially, it's our roadmap leading to bring business value. You have the summary picture here, and essentially you will see, I will bring you to a typical example where there's 4 layers, where we felt that we had to redo the infrastructure where you can collect raw data. Today, as the head was talking about, the Wi-Fi network, which is a given, and people and the customer in the terminal take it for granted, it's an incredible amount of information that we can use. I cannot tell you if Pierre or Peter or John is going to New York tomorrow, but I can tell you this phone is going every Monday morning to New York and it's coming back every Friday. So, and if you assume out of the previous conference that everybody more or less having an intelligent phone, I can tell you all this data is being captured, and now that's bring us to the second level where we have to start to structure this data. This is the BI, the business intelligence level, where we have to start to make sense out of it, which bring us to the third level, which is a set of application that we want to put in place that allow us to make better decision, a resource management system, which flight should be going to which gate. To come back to my experience, if I start to understand the passenger movement in the airports, I know where they are going, I can predict that there's going to be queuing at security, can start to dispatch people prior that the queuing get done. So now, just to summarize, we changed the way that we're doing business, that we're running the plumbing, we freed up some money, and with this money now we're investing to build something that we feel that's going to give us a competitive advantage.